starter to Hopscotch, created especially for the Global Codeathon organised by Eunice in Hanoi. This was put together through ideas developed from Coding Rockstars, our first coding club. So you've seen the retro version of Etch-a-Sketch. Let's have a go at making our own in Hopscotch. So we go to the app. This is the version 2, newly released this week. We're going to open a new project. There are a few features that are slightly different. Let's choose a character to start with. I'm going to choose Cupcake. And first of all, we need to give Cupcake a new rule. And for the Etch-a-Sketch, we want Cupcake to move right, left, up and down, whilst drawing a multicoloured line in this case. So we can actually create an original piece of artwork. So we'll click plus to start off, and we're going to use the tilt function of the iPad, and we're going to tilt right to start with. So we have to create that ability. So create new ability. We'll label this draw R for right, done. And then we're going to add the code to this. Now we actually want to select the line colour for this, and then just drag in that orange random, so we get a variation in line colour. And then all we need to do is move with trail. We'll set a distance of around 20 for that. You can experiment with this and with your code at a later date, but let's just do this for starters. Let's press start, let's see what happens, and as I tilt my iPad to the right, there goes Cupcake. Excellent. So, back, let's give Cupcake another rule. When iPad is tilted left, we'll create a new ability, and we'll call this one draw capital L for left. Again, we'll add our code. Let's set the line colour to random, and we'll add a line of code so Cupcake moves, and this time instead of going plus, we have to go negative 20. If you're used to graphing, this would be the minus X direction. Let's go with that. We'll just have a little test. Always test your code. There we go, left and right. Excellent. So now we need Cupcake to go up and down. So Cupcake can now go right and left. Let's see if we can get Cupcake to draw a line up and down. We start off by giving her a new rule. When iPad is tilted up, and we're going to create that new ability. So we'll label that draw up in line with the convention we've been using to make it easy to find at a later date. And if we go to done, then we'll add some lines of code. Let's set the line colour yet again to random. And if you tap just under there, you'll go back to the lines of code. You'll see under the line colour there's line width. You can also at a later date experiment with using that to vary the line width depending on what sort of drawing you want to make. Now we're going to rotate Cupcake so she can draw a line up, and we're going to rotate her negative 90 degrees. Then we'll move with trail, and we'll set that the same as the other to 20, and because she's rotating in one direction, she needs to rotate back 90 degrees. So she's back on the horizontal again. And there we go. Let's give Cupcake another rule. So when iPad is tilted down, let's create that ability. Again, we'll call that draw down. And let's add those lines of code. So here we go. We'll set the line color again to random. And we're going to rotate again, -90. This rotates Cupcake so she can draw up and down. And then we have to add that move with trail, but this time she's going to draw the trail in the opposite direction. And then returning her back to the horizontal with a +90 there. Okay, we should be ready to draw with our Etch-a-Sketch now. Let's have a go. So right, up, left, and down. And you can experiment with this, controlling the iPad in all directions to get Cupcake to draw an original drawing. Now we can add a few more features. Remember, if you do a drawing, when you go to edit, you lose your drawing. So if you do need to save them, just use your home button and off button at the same time and do a screenshot. There you go. You can put that in your gallery. Now let's see if we can get Cupcake to do a few more different things with our varying lines of code. Let's have a look. So we'll add a new rule, and we'll add now a sensor for when iPad is tapped. Let's create a new ability, and we're going to get to draw a circle. So we'll label that circle. We'll add some code again. So let's set line color. We'll stick to random. Again, you can vary that if you want. And what we're going to do then is use a repeat function. And we're going to repeat the code that goes in between the repeat function 36 times. All we need to do now is move with trail, and we're going to use 25 there, and then we're going to add a rotate, and Cupcake's going to rotate 10 degrees. 10 times 36, 360 degrees. Hopefully she does a full circle when we tap the screen. Let's have a look. Press start, tap the screen, and there we have it. Cupcake draws a circle, and we've still got right and left. And as you see, you can start to create something a little bit different. So what does happen if we play around with these values? Well, let's have a look. So we'll go to the treasure chest on the top left, and there you'll see all the abilities that we've created. Let's have a look at the drawing left. Now instead of, let's add the line width, and let's just change that to 5. Okay. Let's have a look. And let's, with the circle, let's go to the circle there, click on the eye. Let's move with the trail distance, and let's just change that to 50. Let's see what happens. We'll press start. We've played around, so right should be the same, up and down, yes, and then left we should have a slightly wider. Tap the screen, and we've got a circle with a smaller radius. Let's continue. So let's just have one more rule now. What happens if Cupcakes bumps the wall? Well, the code might get a little bit confused, so let's add a rule in there. When Cupcake hits the wall, I'd like it to come back to the centre or roundabouts of the screen. So let's create a new ability there. Let's just call this centre, and we'll add our code again. Now we don't need to actually draw a line here, we just actually want it to go back to the centre, so we can set position, and centre is around 530, 300. Let's have a look what happens. So we'll test that. We'll move it to the side. Drawing, and I look forward to seeing some of your creations. If you ask a grown-up for help, you can take your screenshot and hopefully tweet them to #Codeathon art. See you soon. Goodbye.